Hello friends, have you ever wondered what the evidence is for the supernatural? Well, welcome to Redemption Leadership Academy, where we help Christians discover new confidence in their relationship with God whilst developing a profound certainty for this age and the next. For your free 7-day no-commitment trial, go to redemptionleadership.academy. See you on the inside.
Did you know that some knowledgeable people say that miracles are impossible and that there is no such thing as the supernatural? Some will even use their influence to mock those who believe in miraculous events. They want others to think that only the foolish and unlearned would believe in anything supernatural, but are they right? Is everyone who believes in the miraculous stupid, misguided, or even dangerous? How do these critics know for sure that there is no such thing as the miraculous? Have they carried out experiments that prove that no supernatural realm exists and miracles have never happened?
The answer to that is a very big no, because if they had, they would be sure to tell us all about it. This means that rejecting the supernatural and miraculous is an opinion or assumption. We all have a right to these, but beliefs are not to be confused with evidence.
The thing about miracles is that from an earthly perspective, they are impossible. After all, the dictionary defines a miracle as an event that appears inexplicable by the laws of nature and is held to be supernatural in origin or an act of God. And so, by definition, a genuine miracle is impossible within the laws of nature. Still, if something genuinely miraculous happens that cannot be explained by natural law, then we must conclude that there is more to life than the natural order.
At this point, we need to be clear that there are people who lie and claim to demonstrate the miraculous when they are nothing more than cruel con artists. Others live in a non-reality, pretending everything is lovely, and the whole world is magical.
Also, there were things in history that people believed to be a specific act of God but that we now know to be part of the natural order. We have to realize that dishonest people and good science don't disprove some of the things that are clearly evidenced around us.
As there is no evidence to prove that the supernatural does not exist, is there any evidence to suggest that there is more than we can see with the eye or measure in the laboratory?
To answer this, let's consider how we usually go about proving if something is real or not. How do we typically judge whether something happened? We use process and witnesses. We test, measure, and then listen to the testimony of those who claim to have witnessed whatever it is we are trying.
This way of evidencing things that are difficult to explain is common. For example, most of us believe in the laws of gravity, and we can experiment with processes to see if things fall back to Earth or fly off into space when we throw them. Millions of people testify that what goes up will come down. Yet, despite no one knowing what gravity is, we all accept the reality of gravitational forces.
Next, we have to consider the claims of history. How do we know that Julius Caesar was a real person? Has anyone ever met him? Do we have footage of him appearing on a TV talk show? Of course not, but the proper historical study reveals evidence of a Roman leader called Julius Caesar. We take the claims of history very seriously.
We can also consider how we weigh evidence in legal matters. Imagine a court case where a man is accused of stealing from a shop. The problem for the prosecution is that he has disposed of the things he stole. So how can he be prosecuted? Whilst there is no physical evidence of the crime, other than the goods not being where they belong, the man was seen stealing the goods by 12 different people, whom all testified to what they saw.
At this point, the defense will investigate the witnesses to see if they are trustworthy. But when it turns out they had nothing to gain and were of good reputation, the jury will find the man guilty even though the stolen goods are still missing. With all that in mind, let's push aside foolish superstitions and silly imaginations to see if belief in the supernatural is reasonable. What does the evidence tell us?
Let's look at one path of thinking that will prove the supernatural as a reasonable thing to believe in. Both Christian and non-Christian scholars say there is no question from a historical perspective that Jesus of Nazareth was a real person who lived in this space-time reality about 2,000 years ago.
Even a quick reading of the Gospels, describing the life and ministry of Jesus of Nazareth, will show that he took what we call the Old Testament very seriously. He rebuked people for not believing it enough. The whole story is brimming over with the supernatural creation of reality, giants, resurrections, floods, men being swallowed by fish, and numerous other wonders.
It would be possible to dismiss Jesus as a madman, except that everything he claimed was vindicated when he arose from the dead. But can we trust the gospel accounts of his resurrection as historically accurate?
Let's remember that all 4 Gospels were written by either eyewitnesses or are written accounts from eyewitnesses of the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus Christ.
Even scholars who don't follow Jesus say that the gospel writers genuinely believed what happened. That means the only reason to say Jesus didn't rise from the dead is that you choose not to believe in such things. But now we are back to an assumption, not evidence.
The only thing that makes sense of the women's resurrection message as they ran from the tomb, the subsequent explosion of first the Jews and then people from every nation following Jesus, is that he did rise from the dead. The Gospels are accurate witness statements.
Unlike manufactured religions, the early church took the gospel throughout and possibly beyond the Roman Empire in just 40 years. How? Through love, sacrifice, and miracles. People experienced a life-changing reality, many even choosing death rather than deny their faith in the risen Jesus.
Today, more than 2.4 billion people from every nation and culture claim that Jesus Christ is who he says he is. Many even testify to miraculous signs and answers to prayer. Moreover, every day, Christians are murdered because, like their predecessors, they won't deny the lordship of a man who died 2,000 years ago.
When we take the facts of creation, historical documents, and the testimony of a third of the world's population, a belief in the miraculous is neither irrational nor unreasonable.
Thanks for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Bye for now, and see you again soon.